Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are doing something a little different, and it should be reasonably quick. Let's take a look at Potioncraft's Devlog and talk about it. It is Devlog number 19 NPC types, and there was some interesting stuff in there that I wanted to share with you, as well as have some design discussion around it. It is about NPC types, and we see the main categories here already. The traders that we all love and know, some specific plot NPCs that we all also know. Mr. Fisherman coming with his weird catches that he wants to do. Geralt, of course, and the witch. And they have been coming to our shop from time to time. There has not been something of a consistent arc to them as far as I could see. Maybe that was also somewhat broken in this latest version of the game, but I'm sure there's some interesting stuff, as in a series of ever-escalating difficulty potions you need to make for them. And there's also some interesting stuff they have outlined in this post about them. But yeah, random NPCs. Those are the just bread and butter of the people that are appearing in your shop. Main traders, of course, we love them. Shroomy and our favorite person in the world. And they are so-called main traders. Then we have the extra traders that are coming at random intervals and are a little rarer, as we've seen with Master Alchemist, not coming when we need it. So, yeah, I think there could be a little bit of an extra weight put in for when he comes, when you're about to finish a chapter and you really just need an ingredient. He could be upped in urgency of coming by. That will be fancy. But then comes the big thing that is in here, which makes this post much more interesting. And that is also why I wanted to talk about it. Karmic Traders. So basically reputation-based traders. We have this reputation system in-game, which currently does absolutely nothing that is of substance. But if they are putting in karmic traders that only appear when you have a certain reputation, then that becomes a lot more interesting. What they do need to add to the game in order for that to be working is that you need to have ways of getting that reputation as well. Currently, as long as you serve everyone, you're always going to end up with just brilliant reputation. There needs to be a more balanced way of choosing your path, like deliberately sending home a few of the good ones and then taking the evil, nasty ones with their intentions written, tattooed on their forehead, as they are very... I mean, this is a very honest place, isn't it? They always tell you what evil deeds they are going to do. Being a policeman in this world would be the easiest job in the world, apart from that people can fly and throw lightning bolts at you and stuff. But let me talk a little bit about those karmic traders, some more about these, because this is an interesting thing. What could you be doing with these in terms of game design? And we shall just grab a little piece of very nice empty canvas here and then start drawing. So I'm just going to plot this out here in my snipping tool. And this is where we have our 0 reputation. This is where minus 100 sits. And up here we have plus 100. Now, probability-wise, we want to have something of 1 up here, as in that is the maximum that you can have. This is always appearing, and 0 down here. Now, if I understand it right, from what they have in here so far, and they might be deliberately leaving out their thoughts just to spark some interest and let people fill in the gaps so that they can see if people are coming up with what they already have come up with. as in the devs already have come up with. That is a very nice way of just confirming that your design fulfills the intuition of the players. So let's see here. So if the chances are something like this, Aqua, we make the evil trader, and the chances could be something like this, something like a half Gaussian that is going all the way to 0 there. That is at least how I would approach it. And then we would have the exact same shape. Well, that's exact same shape. It's a little hard to draw by hand like this, but something like this for the good trader. All right, so that would be the archdruid, the good trader there, and then the old hag would be the evil trader. What do these do? That's another question that has not been answered. But I would think that these Karmic Traders would be selling more specialized components that are very rare or maybe even unique to them, which then allows for opening up different gameplay styles even, or just added replayability. You want to have a run through the game as an evil merchant and one as a just run-of-the-mill bog standard good merchant. Because, like I said, we have already all experienced just being the good merchant. So I don't even know if it's possible to go evil permanently without destroying your progress in the game. What I would like to point out now is something that I think would add a lot to this system. I think it's a great start, just what is mentioned here, the Karmic Traders, and there could be more to it that adds a lot of nuance. Let me show you. Let me introduce the lawful neutral trader guy that is coming to you, to your shop, as the purple curve. What he is selling is a quite narrow-ish range of components, base components, that you would get in the early game and through your garden. And at a slightly higher price than usual. So not on a discounted price, it's slightly higher, but there is a large quantity tied to that. What would that do? Well, now all of a sudden you have to answer 2 questions instead of just one. Previously, it would be the only question that you need to answer: do I want to have a good playthrough or an evil playthrough? And of course, what is the best way to do it? Well, you stay either good or you stay fully evil. So fully good or fully evil. Now, bringing in this third Karmic Trader, what that would do, especially as the playstyle varies, and you could make them, the good and evil one, even more specific in the components they offer, as in more niche, more powerful components, but very few. And like for those special occasions where they're just right. And then you should ask yourselves the second question then, if this third trader, the neutral one, exists. And that is, how many base components do I want? So it is first question, do I want to be on this side or on this side of the map? And then draw titties in there. Yes, exactly like that. That was very picturesque. Thank you very much. But then also you need to ask yourself, how far down the range do I want to be? Depending on the shape of these curves, of course, they always need to add up to 1, because that is, like, if it rolls that a Karmic Trader is supposed to appear, then of course it needs to choose one of them. So the chances always need add up to 1. But say you want to play through with something of a, well, these, kill Rob, these need to cross at 50. I'm stupid, sorry. These need to cross at 50, of course. But yeah, you get the point, right? So they add up to 1. Let's just say they add up to 1. I'm just terrible at drawing these. So you would need to ask yourself, where do I want to place along the scale of evil or good? And maybe to make it even more interesting, these curves could also be a little flatter, like going all the way to there. Something like this, that you have a very, very small chance when you are just slightly good that the old hag appears. Alright, to summarize, what I think would be a really good design choice here is to add a third trader that is not currently listed here. And that is one that sells you large amounts of very base components. We have seen ourselves run out of these, so that is also a big benefit to those who are just about to start out in the game, who are very successful right out of the gate, make decent amounts of money, but just don't have enough components. Karmic Trader would appear because right at the start of the game, you are at 0 still, and it should take a little longer to go up or down. That should be a process that is drawn out much more than it is currently. So large quantities of base components, small quantities of very powerful themed components of either evil or good. And I think that system would work really nicely in the game. Other things that were discussed that are also dependent on, and let me see, they have some distribution curves for NPCs that are appearing as well. So it's kind of already what they're doing. What I was talking about there would fit right into their systems. There are different random NPCs, different factions as they call them, and they also appear depending on your current reputation, as do probably the plot NPCs. We all have seen these, and I only noticed that the, witch, monster hunter, poisoner, I didn't think the guard was an actual, or guard and brewer, I didn't know were plot NPCs, but all of the others were pretty obviously that, coming back with the same kind of requests and very thematic ones. So these would also be gated by your reputation, and that adds a little bit of flavor and replayability as well. Cool stuff. The different factions appearing, depending on your both probably level and your reputation, also makes a lot of sense. So, cool. And then there are those subtle nuances of you're getting bad people appear and good people appear. I really like how subtle they make it. It's not in your face, over the top. So with that, I would like to point out that the dialogue is over the top in parts. Like, I would just like to blow him to pieces, basically, and then take my bobby car and roll over him 338 times, and then I would like to pour acid on top of him, and please make me a potion for that. Don't have to be quite as descriptive in what you want to do there. Maybe just be a little bit more subtle and not so on the nose. But yes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little idea and design discussion, and if people enjoy these, I can continue making them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time.